Having access to the Schengen area gives countries access to multiple luxuries. This means people can go from one country to another without needing to show their passports or wait in long lines at the border. Right now, there's this special club with 27 countries in it. But Romania is finding it tough to join because Austria has some concerns. Could this mean that Romania will boycott more Austrian companies and products than before? For those keeping an eye on EU politics, the Schengen enlargement issue has been a hot topic lately. At first, some countries like Finland, Denmark, Sweden and Belgium didn't want to make the Schengen area larger. But they're changing their stance to be more friendly and open now. This will increase the chances of a positive outcome. France and Germany, the important countries in the EU, said it's okay for more countries like Romania and Bulgaria to join the Schengen area in 2023. Croatia joined successfully with their support. This raised hopes for Romania and Bulgaria too. But joining Schengen needs a unanimous agreement, and that's where things get complicated. Unfortunately, Austria and the Netherlands said no, shattering the hopes of Romania and Bulgaria. Even when most offer consent, just a few saying no can stop everything. And that can be a hurdle, especially for Romania. Romania has taken a strong stance in response by threatening Austria with legal action in the European Court of Justice. But they are also boycotting Austrian products and services. We'll dive into how this changes everything later. Stick around or you'll miss out. Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer said he doesn't want Bulgaria and Romania to join the special group of European countries. That's because he's worried about a lot of people crossing the borders illegally. He said that over 100,000 people entered the country without permission this year, and 75,000 of them weren't even officially recorded. Austria considers it a security issue. But Romania didn't accept this decision passively because they said they were not on the Western Balkan route. Romania is now calling for a boycott of Austrian businesses following Vienna's decision. Liberal MEP Raresh Bogdan was one of the early advocates of this. He was joined by local businessmen and even a famous football club. They all have decided to sever ties with Austrian banks or companies under Austrian control. Universitatea Craiova Professional Football Club issued a statement titled "Total Boycott of Austrian Partner Companies." This came after the December 8th vote that kept Romania out of Schengen. The club announced its decision to move accounts from the Austrian-owned Raiffeisen Bank, as well as cease using OMV Petrom stations for fuel, and relocate its traditional summer camp from an Austrian mountain resort to a similar European location. The club thinks that these companies are contributing to an unjust and discriminatory policy against Romanians by Austria, so they're now hoping for support from the entire Romanian football community. Simultaneously, local businessman and farmer Dimitri Musca also decided to close his firm's accounts at Austrian banks. He also asked his fellow Romanians to follow his example and stop dealing with Austrian banks. Additionally, he's even decided to stop buying diesel from Austrian companies. Elite SRL administrator Voicu Vuscan from the meat industry also made an announcement. He talked about how working with Austrian companies would stop if Romania's accession to Schengen was vetoed by Austria. In short, he said, "It's time to turn the page and hit back with the weapons we have." But the strongest voice calling for a boycott was from the political world, especially from MEP Raresh Bogdan, who stated that the Netherlands didn't vote against them like everyone thought. When Romanians found out it was actually Austria, Romanian state authorities were asked to act accordingly. From companies like Romgaz, Transgaz, Hydroelectrica, and Electrica to all the companies that have accounts at Erste and Raiffeisen. They have all been asked to have their bank accounts and cards closed. Austrian banks like Raiffeisen and BCR reacted to Vienna saying no to Romania joining the Schengen area. The bank itself was surprised by this decision but can't lend much voice to political matters. CEO Zdenek Romanek shared that they support Romania joining Schengen, even though they see Austria's decision as being unexpected and a temporary outcome. In short, the bank plans to support the authorities in reaching Romania's goal of joining the Schengen area. BCR also commented with Ursa Group's CEO Vili Cernco feeling sad about the vote against Romania. He talked about how Romania and Austria are connected socially, culturally, and economically. Austria invests a lot in Romania, and Romania is a crucial market for Austrian companies. Cernco recognized that a veto in an EU vote is a big deal, especially considering Austria's concerns. He stressed the need for a quick and workable solution because it affects millions of EU citizens. Romania has taken a firm stance in response as expressed by the Romanian Prime Minister Nicolae Ciucă. He highlighted that Romania suffered economic losses amounting to 2% of its GDP due to the prolonged delay in its accession to the visa-free zone. The Romanian PM said the country wants to get a lot of money because last year its total GDP was only 286 billion euros. He also declared the intention to take Austria to court because Vienna said no to letting Romania join. Austria will now have to pay up to a few billion euros in compensation. He also mentioned that Austria's decision to say no could be an important example, because the European Union follows what its member countries have to say. But what about the economic connections between Austria and Romania? Before the pandemic, Austrian investments in Romania showed a consistent increase. Austria was the second biggest investor in Romania. Not only that, but it also became the third biggest country that Romania trades with, following Germany and Italy. The bilateral trade between Austria and Romania in that year amounted to an impressive figure of 5.2 billion euros. Romania exported goods valued at 2.7 billion euros to Austria and imported goods worth 2.5 billion euros from Austria. Austria poured a lot of money into Romania, especially in the banking sector. These economic ties highlight the resilience and growth in collaboration between the two nations. With 12 billion euros invested by Austrian companies in various sectors such as timber, oil and gas, including the Black Sea region, as of 2022. Austrian real estate investments in Romania also reached a huge milestone of $323 million in 2021. For instance, a state-owned Austrian company holds a 51.1% stake in Petrom, a key player in Romania's energy production. Petrom was a state-owned Romanian company that was privatized in 2004, but it's still the most profitable company in Romania. It plays a crucial role in the country's energy landscape, overseeing all crude oil production and half of its gas production, with the Romanian state maintaining a 20.6% stake. Another investment is Raiffeisen Bank, previously known as the Romanian Agricultural Bank. It also held the title of Romania's fifth largest bank based on its assets until 2001. The clear connection between economies shows how much the Romanian Empire could affect things, more than Austria. To illustrate, one of Romania's major sausage producers ended contracts with Austrian companies in 2022. This suggests that Romania is considering such strategies as part of its approach, but the extent to which they can leverage this influence to achieve their goals remains uncertain. In simple terms, the discussion about whether Romania should join the Schengen area is like solving a tricky puzzle. It involves figuring out things like keeping borders secure and dealing with economic matters. Bulgaria and Romania are working hard to join the European Union's Schengen area by the end of the year, but Austria and the Netherlands are still questioning this. This is because they're worried there aren't enough plans to control irregular migration. Even though Bulgaria is trying hard, Austria's Chancellor Karl Nehammer is still saying no to them joining the Schengen area. He's worried about security in that part of Europe and thinks they should keep checking people at the borders inside the region. Bulgarian Prime Minister Nicolae Denkov says that there are lots of benefits to joining the Schengen area, like waiting times at borders becoming shorter and making trade transport easier. Both the European Commission and Parliament support Bulgaria and Romania's Schengen membership. But the Netherlands maintains its veto, citing unchanged circumstances. The next EU Council meeting in December will see another vote on the issue. Bulgaria and Romania are trying to become part of the Schengen area. This way, people from these countries can travel to other countries without having to show their passports. But Austria is getting in the way. Will Romania be able to join the Schengen zone this year? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, share, and watch some of these videos to learn more.